This family always gets a warm welcome at homecoming. They can settle back with friends in a comfy spot that entertains wildlife too. It's a different picture than 2009 when designer Russell Womack stepped in.
It was dark and everything was very old. The drainage didn't work very well, so there was just pools of water left over from where the irrigation system was running, on the driveway and stuff like that. It was overgrown, and it was just old, and the wrong plants, the wrong plant life, from what the home builder put in. It was just wrong, waxleaf ligustrums, nandinas, stuff that we don't need in Central Texas. They just had a shrub row going up the side of the driveway, and then a shrub row going down the walkway, and they were all huge, just huge shrubs. I mean, you couldn't. It felt like an English garden, and St. Augustine, everything needed a lot of water.
One objective was to break up the claustrophobic, demanding lines with engaging, layered dimension. Although Russell chose plants that don't need much water, he made sure that the irrigation they do get ends up in the right spots.
The irrigation system was not good, so we tore it all out and regraded, and where there was areas that there was standing water, we either got it regraded properly to where the water could get out, or we put in drains and got the water out.
He replaced the struggling St. Augustine with dog-friendly Palisade zoysia.
They like to have some grass, but we drastically reduced the amount of grass that they had.
In Stage 2, once-a-week water restrictions, the grass and garden look good even in August.
Keep your grass a little bit longer so it shades the roots, which is what they're doing. And, once a week is fine for it. It doesn't really ever show much sign of stress.
Russell's design maintains the separation from the street without barricading the interior garden from the family's viewpoint.
Well, in particular, with it being a corner house, you have to create from both sides, from the house side and from the street side. You don't want one to feel like the back of the landscape.
He broke up the former monotony with layers of heights, color, and texture.
Actually using different textures, to me, I think is just as effective as different color blooms. You want something year-round, using a combination of blooming plants but also texture plants.
The more open structure harbors fewer mosquitoes, too. Evergreen and deciduous perennials and grasses take turns flaunting their seasonal flamboyance and wildlife attraction.
When you're using native plants, you're going to get some wildlife, and not much a way around that.
Wisely, Russell didn't plant flat up against the driveway.
Out front where the driveway and the sidewalk meet, we put in those big, thick stones so you don't have to walk to the corner and turn. You can cut the corners off like you should be able to.
The side of the house, on the way to the backyard, is also visible from the street. Dwarf Mexican olive and thryallis make a nice summertime flowering combo. In back, he uncluttered the service area and added stonework that blends with a new walkway to the garden. On one fence, he thinned a hedgerow of Will Fleming yaupons and added other dimensions to break up the former restrained lines. He moved some of the yaupons to the narrow sidewalk bed. The new plants brought along a bonus, wildlife that can't resist them. A good vantage point is from the patio that Russell built. The curved design with native Texas sandstone replaced a clunky concrete rectangular pad. Russell's lines unite the spaces with a sense of movement.
I love to use curves, although mixing curves with straight lines as well is fun.
He keeps the flow with a renovated corner bed.
It was down at ground level, and it was just, one of those ones that home builders puts in that realistically, with the sun exposure of this side, things just wouldn't grow in it very easily. So we decided to just raise it up, make some raised planters, make little benches in between the raised planters. But now the silver ponyfoot has taken over, so nobody's really sitting on it anymore.
No garden is free of maintenance, but these plants don't require constant pruning.
When they start mingling with each other, just keep them back a little bit. Don't hedge them. I don't like to hedge any plants. I just like to take off branches so it still looks natural, so they still have most of their own space to grow. Now there's some things like the bamboo muleys that they keep on getting wider that you have to kind of cut them up when their branches fall down, a little bit. But I'd still like to try and not overcrowd it too much, give the plant its space, to fill out. Actually, we've had some Lindheimer muleys that have expired in this landscape, a few of them, but the bamboo muleys, they just last for a lot longer time than most perennial grasses.
They didn't remove the native trees that were well placed. When starting a garden, pick the trees first and plan for a long-term commitment. It's easier to change out other plants later.
It's nice to be able to change up things. A lot of the perennials that we use are, 3, 4, 5 years, and they're maxing out and they're not looking good. It's fun to actually go and put something else in, not put the exact same thing back.
Unlike a dense hedgerow, this structure makes it easier for the family to modify. Russell took on the 3 W's in this makeover: water, wonder, and wildlife. He conserved the first one, water, and magnified the rest.